there was no communication. It was like things weren't really dealt with. Things weren't really discussed. They were either sugar-coated, like, it wasn't all the information. And so, and then just in general, if there's ever issues between family members, there would be just like tension because no one was actually discussing the real issues. It would be a problem, then they'd go to their separate places, and then there'd be stewing in it. And so for me, communication was how I learned about it in the family was you don't communicate. And that's how I developed. Like, I didn't really understand the purpose of communication.
Two things came up for me when you started talking about that. One is deaths in the family, where the mourning process was a private, hidden thing, where nobody really talked about what they were going through in terms of the sadness, the guilt, the regret. Like, those words did not come up. The loss, the parents or whoever will want to remain stable and present that kind of face.
Sure.
And then the uncontrolled communication, which is the angry, frustrated outbursts. But all that kind of working through and processing information and settling disputes and getting that understanding with kids were not exposed to that.
I suppose I had I wouldn't say two extremes, but I had two different parents. So where my dad would talk to me about anything and everything and talk about what he was going through, what he was thinking, how he was looking at things, and was just like really open and honest about everything. The other people in my life were not. So when I was growing up, I had the relationship, let's call it, develop with my dad, where I felt comfortable with him. I wanted to tell him things. I wanted to be open with him because I felt that I could trust him. I felt that he would understand me, or he'd try to get to a point where he can understand me, and keep asking questions rather than like just reacting and judging me or saying, that's bad or that's good. It was more of an like objective kind of point of reference. I learned very quickly when I was a kid that you can't be like that with other people, because at least not, just off right, because people take advantage of you and they don't have that same starting point. They don't have that same like wanting the best for you type of place that they're coming from. So, I'd share something with a friend, for example, and they'd use it against me. Mm. There were these two very different experiences. The one that was the more pleasant one of like, okay, this is what it should be like. And then the one of, okay, this is reality, where people are dicks and people are lying and people are taking advantage of me and all of this other stuff is happening. And people won't just tell me how they're feeling, won't just tell me what's going on. It's just all this like secretive or like sugar-coated just bullshit like everywhere. And it was quite difficult to, I suppose, like acclimate myself to that, because it just seemed so unnecessary, especially when I was young. It was like, why are people like this? Can't we just
work together?
Let's just talk and let's be open and honest and get to the same page and stop playing all these silly games, because that's what a lot of communication is, just all these games.